welcome back to the Calm Place. Today's episode is called You're Not Confused, You're Overloaded. There's a feeling a lot of people walk around with every day. It feels like confusion, like not knowing what to do, not knowing what direction to go, not knowing what's right, and most people assume that feeling means they need more clarity. So they try to think more, research more, ask more people, figure it out. But something important often gets missed. A lot of the time, the problem isn't a lack of clarity, it's too much input. When your mind is constantly taking in information, opinions, advice, ideas, expectations, it doesn't get this chance to sort out any of it. It just stacks. And when too many thoughts stack without space in between them, they start to blur together. That blur feels like confusion, but it's not confusion in the way people think. It's congestion. Imagine trying to hear one voice clearly in a room where 10 people are talking at once. The problem isn't that the voice isn't there, it's that there's too much noise around it. Your own thoughts work the same way. Most people don't actually lack direction, they just can't hear it because it's buried under everything else they're absorbing. Advice from people that don't live their life, expectations they didn't consciously choose, ideas that sounded good but don't actually feel right. And when all of that mixes together, it creates a feeling of being stuck. So many people try to solve it the only way they know how, by adding more. More thinking, more planning, more input. But that's like trying to fix a crowded room by inviting more people in. So it actually creates what actually creates clarity is the opposite of that. Less input, less noise, less constant consumption. Because clarity doesn't usually come from finding something new, it comes from finally being able to hear what's already there. That's why some of the clearest thoughts people have don't happen when they're trying to figure things out. They happen when you step away from everything, like when you go on a walk, when you sit in silence, and when you stop asking for opinions. And suddenly, something becomes obvious. Not because you forced it, but because the noise dropped low enough for your own thinking to come through. That's also why people sometimes feel more lost the more advice they take in, because every piece of advice carries a perspective, and not all perspectives are meant for every life. So when someone tries to follow too many opinions at once, they end up being pulled in a lot of different directions, and that creates tension. But when the input quiets down, something steadier starts to appear, a sense of what feels right. Not something perfect, not something guaranteed, but something clear enough to move. And that's all that clarity really needs to be. Clear enough for the next step. Not the entire path, just the next step. Because most of life isn't figured out all at once. It's discovered one decision at a time. And those decisions become easier when your mind isn't crowded. So if everything feels unclear, the answer usually isn't to search harder. It's to listen more carefully. And listening becomes possible when there's space. Not because you found the perfect answer, but you finally gave your mind room to hear itself. Thank you. I'll talk to you soon. Love you.